The Prelude by William Wordsworth. Book VIII. Call ye these appearances, which I beheld of shepherds in my youth, this sanctity of nature given to man, a shadow, a delusion? Ye who pore on the dead letter miss the spirit of things, whose truth is not a motion or a shape instinct with vital functions, but a block or waxen image which yourselves have made and ye adore. But blessed be the God of nature and of man that this was so, that men, before my inexperienced eyes, did first present themselves thus purified, removed, and to a distance that was fit. And so we, all of us in some degree, are led to knowledge, wheresoever led, and howsoever. Were it otherwise, and we found evil fast as we find good in our first years, or think that it is found, how could the innocent heart bear up and live? But doubly fortunate my lot, not here alone, that something of a better life, perhaps, was round me than it is the privilege of most to move in, but that first I looked at man through objects that were great or fair, first communed with him by their help, and thus was founded a sure safeguard and defense against the weight of meanness, selfish cares, coarse manners, vulgar passions that beat in on all sides from the ordinary world in which we traffic. Starting from this point, I had my face turned toward the truth, began with an advantage furnished by that kind of prepossession, without which the soul receives no knowledge that can bring forth good. No genuine insight ever comes to her. From the restraint of overwatchful eyes preserved, I moved about, year after year, happy, and now most thankful that my walk was guarded from too early intercourse with the deformities of crowded life, and those ensuing laughters and contempts, self-pleasing, which, if we would wish to think with a due reverence on earth's rightful Lord, here placed to be the inheritor of heaven, will not permit us, but pursue the mind that to devotion willingly would rise into the temple and the temple's heart. Yet deem not, friend, that humankind with me thus early took a place preeminent. Nature herself was, at this unripe time, but secondary to my own pursuits and animal activities, and all their trivial pleasures, and when these had drooped and gradually expired, and nature, prized for her own sake, became my joy, even then, and upwards through late youth, until not less than 22 summers had been told, was man in my affections and regards subordinate to her visible forms and viewless agencies. A passion she, a rapture often, and immediate love ever at hand. He, only a delight occasional, an accidental grace, his hour being not yet come. Far less had then the inferior creatures, beast or bird, attuned my spirit to that gentleness of love, though they had long been carefully observed, won from me those minute obeisances of tenderness, which I may number now with my first blessings. Nevertheless, on these the light of beauty did not fall in vain, or grandeur circumfuse them to no end. But when that first poetic faculty of plain imagination and severe, no longer a mute influence of the soul, ventured, at some rash muse's earnest call, to try her strength among harmonious words, and to book notions and the rules of art did knowingly conform itself, there came among the simple shapes of human life a willfulness of fancy and conceit, and nature and her object beautified these fictions, as in some sort, in their turn, they burnished her. From touch of this new power, nothing was safe. The elder tree that grew beside the well-known charnel house had then a dismal look. The yew tree had its ghost that took his station there for ornament. The dignities of plain occurrence then were tasteless, and truth's golden mean, a point where no sufficient pleasure could be found. Then, if a widow, staggering with the blow of her distress, was known to have turned her steps to the cold grave in which her husband slept, one night, or happily more than one, through pain or half insensate impotence of mind, the fact was caught at greedily, and there she must be visitant the whole year through, wetting the turf with never-ending tears. Through quaint obliquities I might pursue these cravings, when the foxglove one by one, upwards through every stage of the tall stem, had shed beside the public way its bells, and stood of all dismantled, save the last left at the tapering ladder's top, that seemed to bend as doth a slender blade of grass tipped with a raindrop. Fancy loved to seat beneath the plant despoiled, but crested still with this last relic, soon itself to fall, some vagrant mother, whose arch little ones, all unconcerned by her dejected plight, laughed as with rival eagerness their hands gathered the purple cups that round them lay, strewing the turf's green slope.